Hello there everybody, Oimon here, and welcome to the case of the Golden Idol. I saw this game, oh gosh, I can't even remember now, it was a few months back, and it looked interesting. You know, I always like a good puzzle game, as you know, and I thought, you know what, this might make a fun stream. Don't know if this is going to be a full game, or if this is going to be like a one-off. I haven't quite decided yet. We'll see how I get on with it. But it looked interesting. As I said, from what I can see, it's sort of like a puzzle game slash detective game, I think. Where people keep dying in mysterious circumstances and you're trying to work out what the bloody hell is actually going on. Yeah. Hey there, Kafal. Kafal? I can't remember how to pronounce that. Been a while. Hope you're doing alright over there. Time to become Twitch's new idol. I doubt it. That ain't gonna happen anytime soon. I will say I've been looking at this spinning idol animation thing, you know, just watching at the little sort of low res animation thing. I'm noticing it's got this like little handle thing. Like, is this gonna be revealed? This thing's basically just a glorified Pez dispenser or something. That would be quite funny if the mystery of the Golden Idol is it's basically a very old-fashioned Pez dispenser. That would be quite hilarious, I think, and quite on brand. This is one of the best puzzle games out there. Strap in, it's proper difficult. Is it difficult? I wasn't aware it was hard. I kind of got the impression that it was, like, it had, you know, like, that it could sometimes be a little tricky, but I was under the impression it was just sort of average sort of difficulty. Oh god. If this ends up being really hard, yeah, that's, That might be a problem, but we'll see how we get on. We'll see how we get on. And people die because the Pez is like 400 years old and poisonous. Exactly. It's Pez made of lead. You know, so have I played Oberdin? You know, I did play that very briefly on a stream a few years ago for one session, and I always meant to go back to it, and I never did. And it's one of those games that has sat in my Steam library for so fucking long, and I keep meaning to get to it, and I just haven't yet. It's one of those ones where, yeah, I want to play it, but at the same time, it's a little intimidating, but I don't know. We'll work something out. So, yeah, so anyway, that fills me with huge amounts of confidence. This game is apparently very hard. I wasn't aware of that. I thought this was just your average sort of puzzle game. You can't really draw comparisons for difficulty. The proper difficult murders are at the end of Oberdin. Fair enough. So the first cases will ease you into it. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be fine. The thing is, I excuse me, I am relatively smart. Like, I am good at puzzle games. Like, if you've ever watched me play any of these other puzzle games I've occasionally played, like, I'm pretty good with stuff. Like, I can usually look at something and think, right, that's what I gotta do. Poisonous, pretty sure that describes all pets. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Although I will say the cherry flavored ones are very nice. Anyway, let's get into this. Recommended experience, no highlights. Like this if you don't like pixel hunting. Yeah, that's probably for the best. Prologue: an abrupt termination of contract. Okay. And oh, hello. There we go. Right. Okay. Let's see now. So we got some things that are blinking away at me. Like, if you don't like pixel hunting, you can look at that. So we can look at this. So we got a pouch. 2 bags filled with coins and gems. Okay. Tobacco pouch and a pipe cleaner. Makes sense. A bag of medical instruments and some medicine. A golden statue with a red stone and a bag filled with coins and gems. Right. So we got 2 bags and then a small bag and a statue. So the statue is supposed to be the equivalent of a small bag. So they were trying to, like, split it. Only I guess someone didn't want to share. Which, you know, always seems to happen with this sort of stuff. Okay. So we got that. Who is this? I knew what you were plotting, you snake. So he's got a pipe. He's got a dagger, which is weird that he didn't use that. He just pushed the guy, but I suppose it's less blood to deal with. And the letter. January the 5th, 1742. Both parties agree to these terms for the expedition to Monkey Paw Island. Albert Cloudsley has rights to 2/3 of all valuables for funding the expedition. Oberon Geller has rights to 1/3 of all valuables and any golden statues found for providing the map to the expedition site. Okay, so Oberon Geller was the guy with the statue in his pouch or bag, and Albert Cloudsley was the guy who just had the bags of gold. And Albert Cloudsley had the pipe tobacco and pipe cleaner, so by virtue of the fact that this guy has a pipe in his pack, stands to reason that this is Cloudsley. What was it? Albert Cloudsley? Ooh, Cloudsley. Geller. Oh, we gotta click their first names too. Okay. Okay. Right. That's that, and it looks like these icons turn red when you've explored everything, so that makes sense. A reasonable thing to say. A scalpel, again, proving that he's a doctor. A medicine bottle. Both parties agree to these terms. That's exactly the same thing. You don't really need any of those, but just for the sake of argument. Okay, this clue has been added to the thinking panel. Okay. Got the horn of finger. Okay. Horn of thumb. Ruins of Xenopolis. And the Bay of Shadows. Okay. So we've got all of these, like, important words that we're probably going to have to do. It looks like I found all of them, though. 11 out of 11, according to that. So that's good. Listen by A to Z, might as well. Okay. So I think that's everything we can explore. So we can go to thinking now. Okay. Blank pushed blank from a cliff in the blank of blank on Monkey Paw Island. Okay, well we know that it was... hang on, what was his name again? It was... No, it wasn't that. It was... Hang on. Yeah, Albert Cloudsley. So Albert Cloudsley and Oberon Geller. Albert Cloudsley, Oberon Geller. So we got Albert Cloudsley, who is also... I think we got to identify you as you, don't we? And it was Oberon Geller. Well, hey! And the scroll is completely filled in, where it's going to be dragged directly from the slots. Oh, that's good. Okay, and we've got to work out where it happened. So you need to look for the islands in the background. Context clues in the environment, that's the point. Yeah. It's these two islands here. So this was at the Horn of Thumb, I assume. Hey, the scroll has been fulfilled. No hints accessed. While Dr. Oberon Geller was surveying the poor weather with his looking glass, his expedition partner, Albert Cloudsley, Esquire, suddenly pushed him off the cliff. Cool. Well, okay, we got it, I assume. Ooh. Chapter 1, Complications in the Family. Okay. So yeah, we've done that one. Looks like there's 3 chapters per section, I guess. Cool, okay. Chapter 1, Complications in the Family. The untimely passing of a rural gentleman. Oh god. Okay, big room, lots to do, lots to see. Right, what's this? This is... That would be the mysterious Pez dispenser. Although it doesn't seem to have the thing on the back, which is interesting. Okay, so we've got the statue there. There's a boat. A yacht is slowly floating in the river. Is that a horse? It was a horse. Horse is running in the yard. Okay. This clue has been added to the what do we got? So that's a dirty thing. We've got this. Spontaneous combustion. I, Sebastian Cloudsley, share my humble contribution to science of anatomy and chemistry. August 22nd, 1786. Oh, 300 years before I was born. That's nice. At least the year. Day's wrong, but whatever. Woke up, a beautiful day, washed and dressed in my dining attire. Okay. A beautiful roast duck for lunch, changed to my hunting attire. Rode to hunt badgers, had no luck today and returned home. Changed to my researching attire. Changed to my dining attire. Had tasty beef loin for supper. Filled my diary and went to bed to continue reading from my research. Weird that you feel the need to state what clothes you were wearing, but I guess life was so boring back in these days they didn't have a lot else to diary about. Also interesting of note, I don't think I can see other days, but based on the fact that he fills his diary in at the end of the day, I think we can assume this was yesterday based on the fact he's clearly dead now. So assuming that's what he does, assuming that's a consistent thing, paid by the word. Well, yeah, perhaps. Okay, what have we got here? August 23rd. And the diary was for the 22nd. Yeah, okay, so we got that. That makes sense. So there's something else here, apparently? It's not quite... Oh, spontaneous combustion. There we go. Right, yeah, so we know it's August the 23rd. We got that. We got Woodshire, Crow Tower, and Blackfield. Probably going to be Blackfield, considering it's the only place with any kind of water nearby, and there is clearly a boat outside. It looks like a lake, but it could just be a very wide river. So it's probably Blackfield in terms of our location. That's fine. This clue. That's a clue? Why is it just like a big red dot? That's probably supposed to be like a tomato or something. So, again, if we are to assume that he changes into different sets of clothes at different times, that's his dining attire. He is not currently wearing his dining attire. Okay, we got that. There's a ladder. There be a book. Henry Clover, lead poisoning. I almost said lead poisoning then. I was like, nope, that's lead. That's clearly lead. Okay, so we've got lead poisoning. We got you. Oh. Ring with a ruby. The man is not breathing. His head is badly wounded. Okay, based on the fact there's a horse running loose that's saddled up without a rider, best guess he fell off his horse while hunting. I'm going to guess that's his hunting gear. Which is probably that maybe, or... No, that's his lab equipment. Because it's got like the a measuring thing. Okay, so that's his lab equipment, which is why it's messy. And according to this... Hunting attire, that's his researching attire. We know that this is his dining attire. And while I could be wrong, this might be his bedroom attire. Best guess. So he was probably out hunting. Okay, so it's Sebastian Cloudsley. Yep. Fair. Although apparently, fortunately, we don't have to work out the name of the horse. Lord of... It was Blackfield. Yeah. Passed away in his bed. The cause of death was a blank blank. I guess head wound? Which occurred when he fell from a horse while he was hunting. Sorted. While the Lord of Blackfield was hunting, his horse threw him off, and he suffered a deadly wound to the head. And actually, something I didn't notice is there were like blood drops all the way along the floor. I sort of clocked it, but I didn't mention it because I was talking about other stuff. There were like blood drops all the way over the floor, implying that he like came in with a head wound, not obviously realizing how bad the head wound probably was, and lied down in bed because he felt unwell, and then just bled to death. Okay. Oh. Hi. Who the fuck are you? Horse was Pezzy McDispense the Third. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, who are you? Oh, Sebastian Cloudsley. Okay. I mean, he lived 53 years. That's not bad. 53 years is decent innings, especially in this day and age, but everybody in this world is fucking ugly, by the way. Okay, so that's just because someone has died. I guess we get a death scene. That's weird, but okay. That's a thing. That is definitely a thing. The dramatic departure of an outsider. Getting set on fire, either externally or internally, that's definitely dramatic. I'll give you that. Okay. Yeah. Once again, everyone is ugly. I guess that's just the style at the time. Spare me, devil. I was simply following orders. Okay. Astonishing Monkey Man. Property of the Pear Brothers. So it's the monkey, basically. A canife. A knife with an A on it, I should point out. Well then, you're pretty perceptive so far. You might cruise through, at least until the very late cases. This game is brutally ugly, makes me sad that probably turns people off. Did turn me off as well. Lovely art style also works incredibly well in this universe. I think the ugliness is like a deliberate design choice. Because, I mean, this whole thing, this whole series of events started with a murder. And so it's like ugly people in an ugly world kind of thing. It's sort of thematically appropriate. Okay, you are on fire. Like, internally on fire as well, I should point out. What is this? A scorched horse brush. And a scorched canife. Okay. Is that a J? That might be a J, or that might just be artifacting on the knife. It might be a J, I don't know. We'll have to see if we can find anybody with an initial of a J. So there's like a sword on the floor. We got... I was going to say those are bones. I think those are some sort of spoon. Maybe. I don't know. What the blaze is... An appropriate expression. Maybe that's where the expression came from. Who knows? August Fockley. Club Derby. Race 3. Win. Raging Sultan. Place show. Wager £35. Right, so he bet at this derby on the third race that Raging Sultan would win in the hope of earning, after placing £35. So, don't know what the actual odds were, but okay. Is there anything to click on that? No. Now, if it's all the same to you, I will take my leave. He seems incredibly unfazed about the fact there's a guy on fire, but maybe he just hasn't noticed yet. £1, 2 shillings and 2 pence. Okay, old money. Makes sense. There's that ruby ring again. Spontaneous combustion. To perform the combustion trick, you must first cast a freezing spell. The sacred glyphs for combustion on the idol. Interesting. Those are the same glyphs. I was say gifts then. Glyphs. That was on the idol in the main menu. I'm pretty sure those were the same symbols. And I have noticed it's got a blue gem and not a red gem. And I wonder if those two are like tied together in some... Excuse me, in some way. It's a blue gem. And there's the things with this little... See, that's the Pez dispenser handle. I don't know where the Pez come out. I'm not sure I want to know, but... Interesting. A guy burning himself to death. Interesting. Okay, Ash Blair, finest tobacco. Okay, smoker. Prepare the carriage for tomorrow. We are to visit my nephew. EC. Okay. 2 shillings and a penny. Saddlebag. There's EC again. And then, oh, a dagger. I was going to say another knife, but not. It's a dagger. Ooh, stable rota for Adam and James. I did say it was a J on that other knife, didn't I? Hang on a sec. I think that's a J. And the other, this guy had an A. So that could be Adam and James. So the guy on fire, assuming the knife hasn't been stolen, which, you know, could have been, that could be James. Potentially. If these are like stable rotors. So horse grooming, stable cleaning. Didn't he have a grooming brush on him? Oh, yeah, a scorched horse brush. So James, assuming it is James, was grooming the horse, which means it's either a Monday, a Tuesday, or a Wednesday, I guess, assuming... I don't know what's important. This is the thing. I haven't looked at the thinking thing yet. I'm just like putting things together. So it's early in the week. Do it properly, you lazy oafs. So who does it on Sunday? Or did you get the day off, I suppose? Because you actually got proper days off back in those days. Unexpected turn of events. Everybody is so like nonchalant about this guy burning to death. It's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, again? Like, this is the 3rd time this month. Okay, £3 and 3 shillings. Okay, that's everyone's got cash, which makes sense. See, there's EC again. Dear Edmund, it has reached my attention that you are seeking a capable new servant. I have just the man for you. David Goran is an experienced coachman with a diverse set of talents that I am sure you will find very useful. If you are displeased with his services, do not hesitate to let me know. Yours, Theo. So you are this David chap. Because he's got his bag, and it's got, like, prepare the carriage for tomorrow, we're to visit my nephew. Right, so he is this David Goran, or whatever it was. That makes sense. A stiletto. Again, everyone's fucking armed. It was a different time. It was a different time. Actually, it's not that fucking different. London Gazetter. Sure. Monday. Monday is September the 7th. Now, that might not be today. That could be tomorrow. It could be yesterday or the day before, sorry. Lord Edmund Cloudsley's speech stirs Parliament. Okay. Lord, I can almost read that. I don't know. It definitely says something, but it's too blurry to make out. Although I could have sworn I saw the words Lorem Ipsum in there somewhere. I guess they're huge Godzilla fans. And, oh, hello. A whole nother area. Okay, is there anything else out here? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so what we got this? Fat Lord Pair Twins. A and J. Oh, and they've got their, like, things here. So yeah, we know that that's Adam and James. So that makes sense. Oh, Batley. That's the thing. So Batley, Cloudsley, and Hubert. So this is the Batley residence, household, I suppose? Makes sense. Right, who are you? My apologies, it can be so bad here sometimes? Bad here? But here? I've never heard that word before. Okay. 6 rings with various stones, £4. That was a lot of money back in those days. An ornamental guitar blade. We call them a pick these days. A fan. Somewhat oriental by the looks of it. Shamal Pat. Simhansa Batisi. I have no idea what that is. Okay. Nicholas Maker, attorney. That's presumably you, considering you're wearing glasses and holding paper. I would not have expected one of your family to treat a legal document in such a way. I am appalled. See, another red ruby ring. It's weird. Okay, 2 shillings and 3 pence. Reading of the last will and testament of Sebastian Cloudsley, September the 7th, 1786. We've got Edmund Cloudsley, oldest. Rose Hubert, married. Okay, Sebastian Cloudsley, testate. Sounds painful. Beatrix Batley, sorry, married. Willard Wright, associate. 4 inheritors all present. Peter Batley. Right. And Sebastian was the guy who died. I'm assuming these crosses mean these are people who are dead. So Beatrix is obviously not alive. Peter, Willard, and Edmund. They're all present, apparently. Oh, that would be the people who've got cash in their pocket. Because they all inherited money. That makes sense. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. So anybody with money in their pocket is one of these people. So that stands to reason that she is Rose, because she's the only female on that list, presumably. She doesn't look like a rose. More like a nettle. Okay. Aphorisms by Sebastian Cloudsley. How to be happy. Eat a hearty meal every day and do not waste your time on trivialities. How to avoid being upset. Strive for that which holds meaning. Do not shrink from responsibility. How to be inspired. Take a walk in your forest and breathe the fresh air. How to avoid being scared. Being scared is a weakness. Be strong instead. You know, I was with you up until that last one. Like, eating a good meal, that is definitely a way to improve your mood, because if you don't eat properly, it can affect your brain chemistry and it can actively make you depressed. How to avoid being upset, you know, you've got to find good meaning in your life. Being inspired is, you know, go for a good walk, some fresh air, change of scenery, that'll really help get the brain flowing. But just don't be scared. Just like, you almost had me there, big guy. Okay, and what's all this? Ooh. I, Sebastian Cloudsley of Blackfield County, being in body, health, and sound of disposing mind, memory, nominate appointment of Nicholas Maker as executor of my last will and testament. Dear brother Edmund. Okay, so someone, I get the feeling, was distinctly unhappy. Willard Wright. Rose Hubert. Oh, okay. I bequeath you the gold. Know what to do with it. Idol of Xenopolis, you will. Okay. You want to put your sharp mind to better use than mere politics. Therefore, I bequeath. Reds? Maybe? Yes, perhaps. Notes from the Earth? Is that? EARCH? I have undertaken on... Oh, research. It's the end of research. It's cut off. I'm going to finish publishing under both our names. Late sister... What if we can try and piece this back together somehow? That's Aurelia after you left. You get to the manor house. Race 6. Spinning Jenny. Wager of £50. Jesus, that is a lot of money back in these days. That must be like $1,000 or something these days. Bloody hell. Dear Peter Batley, we have sent you frequent reminders concerning the settlement of your debt, and yet to date the debt remains unpaid. We humbly request that you make your payment as soon as possible. We will be forced to take the matter into our own hands. The debt currently stands at £255. Ah, that would be... I wonder if... maybe that's why he's making such a big wager, perhaps? I didn't click that, that's why. Okay, I think that's everything. Alright, what have we got in the thinking? Oh, whoa. Oh, cool, it does. Okay. Now I remember that you are Adam and you are James. That I know. Now she was... I'm going to have to go back to checking on certain things. Can I see that, please? So you were Rose Kubert. You were Rose Kubert. I'm pretty sure. And what was the... Nicholas Maker was that guy. So you are Nicholas Maker. Okay. Now, we did work him out as well. He was David Goran, wasn't he? Because I remember those two names were next to each other. Okay, so that's that. So you and you, by extension, are the other 3 people on this list. Edmund, Willard, and Peter. How do we work out who's who? So yeah, him, and him. Edmund, Willard, and Peter. Seems like one of them didn't get anything. Hang on. Oh, we'll probably look at it better than this. So rarely left for the colonies, therefore because you use my savings, land, Blackfield Manor House. Come home, establish. Would you put your short mind to better use, therefore because you use the notes from our research I've undertaken in astronomy. I grant you leave to finish publishing under both our names. My late sister, that would be Rose. Oh no, because it's not like setting yet. That would be Rose Hubert again. Okay. Bequeath to you. So who had the idol? And how do I work out who the hell that is? So you got the idol. You had some cash. Okay. So we know that this character and this character are the same person. Is there a way... Edmund, Willard, and Peter. But how do we tell... We know that all 4 of them were present. The oldest. How do you tell... I mean, he could theoretically be the eldest. But then that's clearly a wig. Okay. I need to think. Is there anything else I can do? Hang on a second. Oh wait, EC. Hang on. Yeah, we know that he's EC, don't we? Hang on, who was it? Who was EC? Hang on. I was forgetting certain things. This is the problem when I go through everything. I then have to go back and kind of remember. So Edmund is you. You are Edmund Cloudsley. Good, that narrows it down. Now we've only got to work out one more person. Now who got... Oh, Edmund Cloudsley Speedster's Parliament, which means he's the politician. I want you to sharp mind... Right, so Edmund Cloudsley is also the politician type. Because if his speech is stirring Parliament, then, you know, go for that. And here is an Indian Sanskrit word for, I think, deaf, but it's rhetorically used for someone behaving badly, as in deaf to manners. Oh, so someone who's basically being rude, like as you say, bad manners and stuff like that. That makes sense. Okay, okay. All right, now. So based on. Pair. Ah, the pair twins. It's not a pair of twins, they are the pair twins. Which makes sense because pair is down here. So these two are called Pair, that's their last name. So we've almost got everybody. The only one we don't know is who from those two characters. Which is also these two. So we know that we so rarely met after he left for the colonies. So he left for the colonies, I've had to use my savings, my land, Blackfield Manor House. Exhibition museum in my life. At least assuming it's him. Alright, how do we work out based on what we know who is who? We've got Willard Wright and Peter Batley. Is there... So Peter owes money. Oh wait, Peter... That's why. That isn't from a different person. That's from the same guy. You're Peter. Because you both have your tickets. Okay, Peter... So if we're to assume that he is Peter Batley. Which makes sense. Okay, so that's that. And the other guy was Willard Wright, I assume. Hey, that's good. So Willard Wright we knew had that. So Peter Batley got that? So who got the... I'm sure these three are right. So who was... Oh no, wait. That's why he's angry, because he didn't get anything. So who's the other one then? If we know that Edmund is the politician, sharpen your mind and use it to better politics. Because when we were looking at his stuff... Big stirring speech, and we know he's Edmund Cloudsley. Got the EC because it's embroidered, all that stuff. So, who was the other person? Did somebody leave? Okay, so we know that all the names are correct. Although, oh, I think I'm getting it mixed up. I think Willard and Peter got it, and I think Peter... No? I get those the wrong way around again? Hang on. Because what if they were having a fight and he took it? Maybe? That's what I was originally thinking. Like maybe he got the idol, but... We'll leave that in there for a second. So we know that Rose is right, and I'm pretty sure I'm right about Edmund Cloudsley. See, again, that one just makes too much sense. Okay, so bequeath you the golden idol. Now, Willard has the golden idol. We know that. He's holding it, it's there. Now, assuming that he hasn't, like, taken it from him prior to this scene being shot... He's the one who owes a bunch of money. That's how we were able to work out who he is. So... But there's only 4 people on the will. We all know 4... We know all 4 of them are here. How am I getting that wrong? If Edmund... If we know that he is Edmund... Because I've been told that's correct... Oh, wait, hang on. You're right, I am misreading that. So... Right. That's to Peter, isn't it? My late sister, your mother. I should have... Yeah, you're right. I read the word sister and just went from there. I should have kept reading. You're quite right. Okay. So then by process of elimination, Rose is at the top. Which I suppose makes sense now. Yeah. I got it. You're right. I read the word sister and didn't go past that. You're right. I need to start reading full sentences. Okay. Blank was blank to receive blank in blank's will. Okay. Hang on. Suddenly... Okay, so we know that James Pear died from... Was it spontaneous combustion? I mean, I suppose. Seemingly? Okay. So someone was... I guess, you know, as well, and ordered blank and blank to take the blank from blank. So hang on, that should be... idle. Right, and ordered, hang on, and then ordered, that should be Adam and James, I'm assuming, to take the idol from Willard. So Peter was upset to receive the aphorisms in... What was the guy's name? Hang on. Sebastian Cloudsley. There it is. Rose said all the stuff from India, which is why she was in the colonies. I didn't catch that at first either. Consider it to be an alternate colonialism, Great Britain, so East India Tea Company times. Right, yeah. Scroll has been fulfilled. No hints access. Peter Batley, encumbered by his gambling debts, has placed high hopes on his uncle's testament. Upon discovering he had inherited nothing but a book of aphorisms, he tore up the will and ordered his servants to take the golden statue from the stranger Willard. Suddenly one of the servants burst into flames. Yeah, you see, that's what happens when you eat Pez. Okay. Got there in the end. Hello. Oh yeah, you're just there. So I'm guessing that's like every time someone dies or something. I don't know. It's really weird that this is like a thing. I don't get it. Don't get the point of that. Chapter 2: The Cursed Inheritance. Murder at the Little Mermaid. Okay. Ooh. Okay, what do we got? So we're upstairs. Oh, there's one dead body for you. And we got downstairs area. What we're thinking. So a bunch of identities. Material to be discovered. Alright. Let's see what we got. Start on the left. A window! Ooh. Why did that bugger give me a note when he knows damn well I can't read? Spicy chili Pez. Now it'd be like, what is that super hot pepper? Like California Reaper? Or, whatever the hell that super duper one is called. That's what it is. So he's got a shear. Where's the half of the shear? Stale bread. You can lie low for a couple of days in the old Ormond's place down at the docks. Makes sense. Okay. Trapdoor in the ceiling. Empty bed, not warm. Doesn't look like it's been slept in either. Just a coat. Okay. Picture of a flower. The door does not open. Okay, so that door is locked. Door does not open. Key is in the lock, though, from the inside, which is interesting. Revenge. RR. RDRR. More flowers. Another trap door. Interesting. Okay, one dead body. Man is not breathing. What? Yeah. A walking cane and another ruby ring. There's a lot of those around. They're quite common. Must be a family thing. The watch is ticking to my dear Maurice. Okay. It's a music box. Interesting. Okay, so that guy could be Maurice, I suppose. Actually, I don't know if that's his first name or his last name, whatever. We'll do that later. Washing bowl filled with slightly bloody water. Dear proud beast master. Okay. I have attended our departed brother's send-off and accepted the keepsake that he bestowed upon our brotherhood in his will. I shall send this letter tomorrow, September 10th. I hope it will reach you without delay. Already it is midnight. I retire to my bed, for this has been a long day. May Griffin awaken. Proud Beast Initiate. So Proud Beast is like some sort of Illuminati type thing. Because this is the guy who walked off with, I think, this is the guy who walked off with the statue in the last... No. What was it, that guy's name? I can't even remember. God, I am blanking on absolutely everything. Hello. Alarm, break in. Watchman's Lantern. Henry Parker. And a Watchman's Spear. He's no knobby knobs, is he? Why is that still yellow? Shouldn't that be... Shards of glass line the mud. Why are you still yellow? Oh, apparently I didn't click Parker properly. Thought I had. Okay. That's everything down here. Alright, who are you lot then? What does that man have that I lack? And the cards. 7 pence. A key. A small sword. Be calm, John. He was a perfect gentleman. He bought me a drink and retired upstairs. Cards. To Annie. You are beautiful like a rose. For you, I will take any blows. Annie, you are like a glass of wine. Your hair is very fine. I will find gold in a mine, if that makes you forever mine. Your piglet full of love. Yeah, don't retire anytime soon, pal. 2 shillings and 4 pence. Another key. Stiletto blade. Okay. Just steal the next one. It's all luck anyway. Cards. Bit of money. Dagger. Also got a key. Remember, you as an agent of our trading company have to reflect its values to the fullest. Never be late. Client leaves for the port on the 10th. Be persuasive. Do not take no for an answer. We must get the client's product. Be effective. Once you have the product, deliver it to me immediately with the servant boy. More importantly, no matter what you do, be mindful of our reputation. Our names must remain spotless. Interesting. Father, forgive me, I will never gamble with something so dear to me again. Violin, a key, a Navaja folding blade. God, everyone's got a fucking knife! What is this, surviving edged weapons? Jesus Christ. Lily Murray, amazing Evans musical performance. Events will commence circa 11 PM? That's fucking late, but okay. Wanted, Robert Redruth. Escape combat, reward 50 quid. Tab. Green. 4. Is that gallons? I doubt it. 4 gallons of wine. Yeah, they've been really putting it back. They've been drinking literal gallons of wine. No, I think that's glasses for the record. just imagine people just having like a gallon barrel of wine at their side. I mean, yeah, it's fairly typical, you know. Got to get their vitamins somehow. Okay, Dandelion Room, Willard Wright, One Night. Forget Me Not Room, Ash Blair. Oh, hang on a second, wasn't... That's definitely a dandelion. I'm not entirely sure what a Forget Me Not looks like, but that is definitely a dandelion. Okay, so yeah, I was right. He is Willard Wright. Hang on, let me put that in. Willard White. There we go. So we know who that is. Oh, hello. Poker. I hardly know her. And AGWWMEAGJBOBAGJBAB. You've seen these characters' wine goggles heavily needed. I mean, that's fair. That's very fair. It's what we refer to as a 10-pinter. Okay, so these are initials rule the people, of course. And presumably it's like what they're gambling. I wasn't... No, not you. Evans. And we know that he lost a lot. My guess is he like gambled the violin. He's like, oh, you know, forgive me, I'll never part with it again. So that's something Evans. So his name is something Evans. I feel like I did know the first name at one point and I've already forgotten what it was. Green, Bregel, and Blair. Okay. Anyway, who are you? Where did that blasted boy go? I really need a piss. Okay. Oscar Boyton. Come to our attention that the good owner of the Little Mermaid offers services to those who want to transfer products that are less agreeable to the authorities. I will come by in 3 days. If you still have some spare space in your gin barrels and you're willing to earn some extra money, reach out to me. Another Knife. A partially peeled lemon. Okay, gotta stop scurvy, I guess. A ring of keys makes perfect sense. Okay, so we know that you are Oscar Boyton. That's good. Doors of the street is shut with a latch, so they can come in, but they can't go out. Alright, so that's all the information we're going to get. Let's start seeing if we can work out who is who. I mean, WW Willard Wright, that's probably him. Oh. Hang on. Willard Wright. That may change. Oh, now we also had... The guard had his name on his thing. Let me just double check what that is. Henry Parker. Okay. So the guard is Henry Parker. Makes total sense. Now you, who the fuck are you? Are you him? Robert Redruth. Could be. Could well be. Well, we can put that in as a question mark for now. Seems likely. The only other sketchy character. Right. So we know that her name is Annie. So she's Annie. And I think this guy is John. Because she was saying, oh, calm down, John. And he's like, oh, what's he got that I haven't? Let's deal the next one. It's all luck anyway. So he's some sort of agent or something. So we know his last name is Evans. Green. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we can use A. It's fucking. There's AG and AB, so it could be Annie or okay, JB. We know there's a JB, which could be. Oh, for fuck's sake! It could be either of those two. No initials on anything I can see. Okay. Wait, M-E. Do we have a... Ah, Maurice. Ah, so you're Maurice Evans, because that's the only M name we've got left. Makes sense. But that's the only name we've got... Where did I get that from? Where did I get Maurice from in the first place? I don't know. I need to remind myself, where did I get that? My dear Maurice. Wait. Oh, right. That he lost the watch in the poker game, not the violin. Right. I wondered where I got the name Maurice from. Right, so he lost his watch, which is why he's like, I'll, you know, never gamble with something so dear to me again. Right, so he lost his watch in the poker game, which was like, I guess, round 1. This up here. So AG. So AG, who has been gambling for this fucking long? They've like, I'm assuming this is like how many shillings they've gained? £2 and 4 pence. I don't know how many fucking shillings there were in a penny back in those days. Ah, I genuinely don't remember. This is before my time. And he doesn't have much at all. So he's only got 7 pence. £2 and 4 pence. See, because AG has done very well for themselves. Yeah, they've barely lost. So we've got JB and OB. JB and O. Wait, we had an Oscar. Wait, did... Also, Oscar dropped in for a bit? He's the only OB I can think of. But he's not there now. And then AB dropped in. Do we know an AB? Okay, if the J is John, which would make sense. There's no way to tell like how many glasses they've had from that. How do you... me a drink, then retired upstairs. I wonder if it's Anne Green. It's about the only one I can think of. But we don't know who's Preagle and who's Blair. Well, the only other name we got left is Ash, so I'm going to assume his first name's Ash. So there's Ash, who's been gambling all night. You know, this guy's been gambling, which does explain why he has the most money in his pocket. And it's, if... I'm going to assume... Okay, I'm going to take a bit of a punt here. We've got Blair and we've got Brieg. I believe that's pronounced. So my guess is that because Blair has only had one wine, it's probably why he's playing poker better than the others. Because he's kept a straight head. I would again, this is a bit of a punt, I will freely admit. But if he's if Blair has only had one, that's probably why he's winning compared to the guy who's getting drugged and is losing all his money. Hey, I got it right. That was such a fucking guess. I just had to throw that out there. I don't know if there was enough evidence to concretely say that, but yeah, I think... Okay, so we know that that's Anne Green all the way down. We know that OB is Oscar. The win was supposed to be the clue, but I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like there's probably like I think you have to take a bit of a leap and just sort of take a punt on that one. I think. Yeah. Oh, the wine. Yeah, the wine was a clue. Yeah. That was all I could think of. That like the reason he was winning so much is because he didn't get blasted on wine, and so he kept his vision straight, basically. And like the Robert Redruth thing, that is 100% a guess. But it's like, well, it's got to be someone. They wouldn't put his wanted poster on the wall otherwise. Okay, so M.E. Maurice Evans. We know he lost big. And then J.B. Yeah, John Brieg. Oh, put you in the wrong one. And then AB is Ash, who's just joined the party. Okay. Okay, so someone crept into Willa's right room through the blank. Now, one of the things you always learn about this kind of shit, the glass is on the outside, which implies that the window was broken from the inside of the room. I was going to say house then, of the room. There's no glass on the inside at all, which, strictly speaking, that's not how glass works. But yeah, okay, for the purposes of understanding the puzzle, yes. So if the glass... So that's probably where the guy escaped from. Although there's no footprints aside from his. So that could be like a false lead. It could be like, oh, break the window, pretend someone got in that way. Because the only footprints are his. So that could be a deliberate, like, red herring. To like, oh, we don't know what happened. Oh, the person probably broke in the window. My guess is the trapdoor, because they are clearly implied to be connected via this attic. So someone, whoever the bloody hell had this room, which we did have, didn't we? Ash Blair. So Ash Blair, which also explains why he joined the poker game so late, through the trap door while blank and blank and blank were playing cards with loud music. Fighting shoes upstairs, and blank and Ash got stabbed with a I guess a stiletto? Oh, dagger? If it was Ash, which makes sense because he was in the right room. Although, well, no, the door's locked, and he's got his key on him, doesn't he? And he's got his key. Okay, makes sense. And that key's still in the lock. So it's likely that Ash was in this room, snuck through here to... But, I mean, Ash was instructed according to his... Never be late, client flees upon the tenth. Oh, my guess is this was from earlier. Like, earlier today, he had spoken with Willard, tried to get him to sell, Willard refused. Like, he just said, no, I'm not selling this thing, it's going to someone else. Absolutely not. So, desperately, no matter what you... Yeah, be effective. Our name must remain spotless. Deliver it to the servants for you. In other words, they want this thing. Whoever is willing to buy this wants that statue. And Ash was willing to do whatever it took to get it. So, earlier tonight, he snuck into the room. You know, like, maybe tried to steal it, got caught. There was a fight. And had to back off. Okay. And according to this, if it was playing cards with loud music, that means Morris couldn't have been part of the card game. So in that case, it was Anne Green, John Brieg, and who was the other one? Oscar. So they were playing cards. What was he stabbed with? I mean, my guess would be the dagger, because that's the weapon that Ash has on him. That's a cane. We know he was stabbed 3 times. You can clearly see it there. There's no other, like, weapons or anything. Right. And they wouldn't have heard this music box going off because of the loud music going on downstairs. That makes sense. And that's why there's blood in here. Because after he stabbed him with his dagger, he washed the dagger off, which is why there's no blood on the dagger. Okay, so I'm going to assume it's a dagger. 2 or fewer slots are incorrect. The only other option is he didn't go through the trapdoor. Maybe he went in... Why would he write revenge on the wall? I'm probably trying to frame someone. Yeah, so he was trying to frame Robert Redruth. Last paragraph? Oh, you're right, Ash. Ah, yeah, you're right. I got the wrong one. I thought he was the one doing the crime, not yeah. Sorry, you're right. I did misread that. Okay, man by the name of Ash Blair crept into Willard's room through the trapdoor to steal something important, but when he opened up the music box... Oh, right! The music box was... Right, yeah, that makes sense. Alright. You're right, I did misread. I misread things quite a lot around here, you probably noticed. One innkeeper heard a man was murdered here a week ago. I deranged convict. Did him in, now bugger off. Tell me more about the evening when Willard White died. I'll make it worth your while. Okay. Interesting. So there's definitely some next level stuff going on. Alright. For the record, I know I missed my break time, but I don't need to go to the toilet. I'm into this now. Okay. The intoxicating dinner party. Alright. Ooh. Okay. This is the first hard one. Oh joy, you are not filling me with confidence. Okay, so we got an upstairs. What else? So we got a little kid here. Sure, I'll find coats. Expensive cigar. Little Pip. Run to the city and grab me some Ash Blair tobacco. Ash Blair tobacco? Wasn't Ash Blair the name of the guy from... Oh, it was a fake name. What? Yeah, he was using a fake name, wasn't he? Oh, that's interesting. Wow. I will pay you when I get back. David, okay. So wait, what was... Okay, anyway, coats. Overcoat and a hat. A hat. Ooh. Box of ciggies. Ooh. Dear Miss Richards, I enjoyed your company tremendously when I visited your father last month. I am certain that you would wish to hear the rest of my thoughts on the shortcomings of our society. I invite you and your father to a dinner at 8th of April at my manor. Edmund Cloudsley. Dear Mary, here's something for your diary from me. For you, I would fight a tiger and win. Peter Batley. Okay. Ooh. A syringe. Thrown away and discarded / hidden inside the water jug of the statue, where it is unlikely someone will look. Whoa, okay. Whoa, that's... Wait, someone's sleeping there? Monkey Man 1 versus the Striped Dark Hand. Monkey Man 2, Tooth for Tooth. Hammer. Small bottle filled with amber liquid. A key, maybe? A couple of pennies, a fancy handkerchief, and a shiny pocket watch. Thank you, dear. Now I threw it out. I do not read such dirty literature anymore. Do you hope our master's guests are satisfied and that Brian served everything as instructed? Small key. More complicated key. Dinner party will take place on the 8th of April. Everything should be ready before noon. Prepare the roasted boar. Young Miss Richards appears not to enjoy meat, therefore prepare some alternative side dish. Bloody vegetarians. To Mrs. Smith for 3 years of service. Is that like a pot? Like a teapot? I think it might be. Mrs. Smith, 2 eggs and a pot of tea each breakfast. No heavy food for dinner. You're responsible for little Pip doing all his errands. Mr. Walker, I am to be woken and dressed at 7 a.m. I expect to receive my daily newspaper by noon. Mrs. Baker, I expect all my rooms to be cleaned every day, twice on days I have visitors. NB, David Goran's job requires that he may arrive or leave during night. No complaints about this. See, I'm starting to notice familiar names because David Goran was the driver, wasn't it? Right, which implies we're with the politician guy from the previous section. Wine. Full and sealed bottles with red liquid labeled wine. Full and sealed bottles with amber liquid labeled brandy. One moment. Amber liquid. Syringe with some liquid left in it. Can you tell me what color the liquid is, please? No, apparently not. Never mind. bread. Again, lemons. Potatoes. Flour. Opaque bottles labeled water. Veggies. Meat. Dirty outside, not locked. This door is locked. Candles. April 7th. Dear Diary, this has been an ordinary day, mostly spent in preparation for tomorrow's dinner event. I do believe the time has come for me to ask for a raise in salary after all these years I have loyally worked here. It is a difficult conversation to be had, but I will strengthen my will and talk to the master about it tomorrow. Okay. One of the servants' quarters then. Hortius, the wise slave. Fables about rulers that make you think. £1, 2 shillings. Bottle of ink. Sealed pot labeled print paint. Down with parasites. Too long have they feasted on our blood and sweat. Ooh. Well, someone's bound for rapture eventually, I suppose. Ooh, what is this? Bag. With a blank key and a not blank key. So designed for forgeries, perhaps. Interesting that it's hanging there. Set a lockpick. Lockpicks? They look like keys. Ash Blair Finest Tobacco. Dagger. Pistol. Okay, David, clean out the barn until Wednesday. I think to experimenting with the artefact. EC. Right. So EC, what was his name? Edmund or something like that? Hired Ash Blair, which we now know was a fake name. That's literally the point of it. Like Ash Blair Tobacco, right? Who hired Ash Blair to steal the idol from Maurice in the last section so that he could have it. Right, okay. I'm putting that together. That door is also locked. Ooh, uh-oh. God almighty, there's 4 rooms to this place? Jesus Christ. Okay, door's locked. Door's locked. Oralo. Cataloo? Star Child. Remember to take the 4th one from every row. Candles. Yeah, nothing too much else there. Canife. I will not change the rule for the staff member who has worked here the longest gets the bottom room. Do not bother me with such nonsense again. Interesting. Why would somebody want the bottom room? And Mademoiselle, the laceless count, the besmirched lover of Lusitania, Tania, whatever. Why would someone specifically... Ah, that's where the string's tied. Right, they want the bottom one because they want to be able to get to this without having to climb up some vines, presumably. Right, so whoever owned this room was being naughty. I think everybody was at this point, but whatever. Patinello, Ideal Republic, Visions of Utopia with order and structure. No such thing as a utopia, don't even bother. Dr. Abram Anderson, Secret Codes. Such trivial ciphers as reading only the first word in every line are easy to produce on short notice, but extremely unsafe and easy to decode. Yeah, consider this the example. Money has changed hands. Right, okay. I need to look at some of these notes again. See, now I need to look at all the notes in a new context now. I think where all the notes even were at this point. I mean, this presumably is little Pip's room, I would guess. Because I'm fairly certain that... Yeah, this is little Pip. Because it had his name in his thing. Because apparently I also need to label wherever everybody sleeps. Did I not speak? I didn't speak to you. Of course, I need some candles for your room, Lucia. I assume you're itching to continue reading that scandalous novel. Had to use this letter to share good news. There's no substance to the claim your late husband used his position to squander church money. The judge has decided to remove all accusations, and you will no longer be the target of baseless gossip. I truly and sincerely hope this will provide some comfort in these dark times when ignorance and impudence go hand in hand. May our Lord steward over our poor souls. Oh, Ada. So you're Lucia, I guess. I guess you're Ada, but we don't have last names yet. There's a smith and a baker. Ah, she's the cleaner. Look, she's the cleaner, she's the cook. So you're smith, you're baker. That's a bit rude, giving the person whose name is Baker the cleaning job and not the cooking job. Like, come on guys, nominative determinism is a thing, you know. Safe. Due to the sensitivity of your stomach, I advise abstaining from alcohol for the next month. Also consider a glass of peptic tonic before eating to avoid upsetting your digestive system. Fair enough. 2 sealed bottles of cloudy liquid, labeled peptic tonic. Oh, opium. Oh yeah, always gotta have the opium. Alright. Dear Edmund, this cannot continue. Since my return and move to Sebastian's manor, he has asked for financial support 7 times. He clearly is unable to take any monetary responsibility. Please, I need your help, dear brother. Dear Edmund, I like your idea. Let's send him to the colonies where his violent nature will make him feel at home. I hear you're having dinner with Lady Mary and a well-to-do father, Lothar? If Peter and I were to join you, we could beguile him with tales and adventures in the colonies so we can ship him away. Rose Gilbert. Mrs. Baker, starting date 7th August the 1st. Position housemaid, yearly wage £9. Oh, well, there be the idol. Well, Edmund, you seem pretty pleased after the old boy passed away and a spot freed up for you in the House of Lords. Take care with those with whom you ally. I have many friends and will deal with you swiftly if you dare cross me. George Bridges. I think that's how that's pronounced. Okay. The revolution will come for the likes of you, you crooked bastard. Soon you will pay for your sins against honest common folk with your blood. Final Vanguard. Sure. Okay, Edmund Cloudsley. Once more you have failed to answer our requisition. This is the last warning you will receive. Your transgression against us demand amends. The only course of action you have is to surrender yourself to our justice, your last chance, repentant serpent, or we'll unleash one of our stewards upon you. Brotherhood of Man. Jesus Christ, there's just everybody in this thing. You know, I always wanted to do that, as like to have a comedy movie where you've got this secret organization that's out to rule the world, but their biggest problem is that there's like a dozen other secret organizations all out to do exactly the same thing. And it's like, it would be like a James Bond spy thing, but the spy doesn't do anything, he's completely incompetent, and the only reason the world is constantly saved and people think he's great is because all these secret organizations are just constantly fouling each other up. Because they're all like trying to do the same basic thing and they're all like stopping each other from doing it. I always thought that would be really fucking funny, but that's just me. Okay, dear uncle, I hear you're interested in Lady Richards. I think you are too old for her. I shall court her instead. Secondly, please lend me £300. It's small change to you, and I'm desperately in need of it as presents. Peter Batley, yeah, okay. He's the guy who couldn't keep his money straight. And, oh my god. The fuck happened here? Okay. Oh my god, that's a lot of stuff. So, empty glass of red wine. Partially empty glass of amber liquid. And a piece of roast. Eaten salad. Ah, now we were told that there are a few people who are like vegetarian, basically, don't serve them meat. So yellow liquid. Cloudy liquid untouched. Of clear liquid. So that would be the guy who's got the stomach problems. Red liquid, cloudy liquid. Partially eaten piece of roast. Salad. Partially smoked cigar. Glass of red liquid. Okay, we've also probably got to work out who was sat where, right? But we'll get to that later. Oh, no, that's the wrong button. This is horrible. Embroidered handkerchief. Is it embroidered? I would say any fucking initials on it. That is unembroidered. It's poison. Nobody such a thing. Nobody move. I'll send for a doctor right away. Embroidered handkerchief. Special keys. Okay, so yeah. We know who he is. We've done his stuff before. He's Edmund Cloudsley. That's fine. So him we can put in. Him we know, because he's from one of the previous sections. She does seem rather unwell. It's extremely upsetting. So he's got a bit of cash in his pocket, not much else. Lady's not breathing and her face is blotched. Poison. A fan. 4 pounds. Things with various gemstones. I'm trying to remember what the hell her name was from the previous one. Annie? No. Is it Rose? I genuinely don't remember what her name was from the last section. You killed my aunt, you devil. I should execute you on the spot. Pack of cards, 2 pounds, a fork. So we've got water, roast, salad bowl, brandy, wine, yellow liquid containing lemons. I suppose that's like lemonade, or lemon water basically. Peptic tonic. Just served, sure, why not? Well, this has nothing to do with me. Note to self, if you get frustrated when working, remember the tale about the rich lord who married his donkey, and you will feel better. He's got a shilling, he's got a key. Bunch of keys. Ensure that the beautiful lady sits next to me during dinner, and I will slip you a shilling. 1 shilling, okay. Okay. So that's everything we're gonna find. Now we gotta start putting this shit together. Okay. Now, one moment. I need to... Right, we got Peter. That's Peter Batley. Pretty sure I remember. That was, I think her, like, based on what I'm looking at, it must have been Rose, I think. I need to remember what her last name was. Rose Kubert. The other three guys I'm not 100% sure about, but I know a few places we can find out. So Mr. Walker, I think his name's Brian Walker based on that. Where be Brian? He's the steward, the butler, whatever you want to call it, of the house. Now, oh wait, that's rotated weirdly. Okay, hang on. So, we got several names, most of which will probably not end up being used. Who was what? Right, so we've got Richards who came in. So these are probably the Richards, aren't they? Alright, let's pop those in both of that. Now we just gotta check the letters to find their first names. Should be around here somewhere. Mary and Lothar. Yes! Okay, that's good. 1/3 of the way there. Right. Now, who was sitting where? Based on this note. He doesn't want alcohol for the next month. Consider a glass of peptic tonic before eating to avoid upsetting your digestive system. Now we know that there was one person at this table right here who had water. So it's presumably water. And he's also got a glass of peptic tonic because this person also has peptic tonic, but they're also having wine. Now, I will freely admit it's entirely possible that he was ignoring his doctor's advice. But he's quite an intelligent guy, from what we can work out. So he seems like the kind of person who would follow a doctor's advice. So my thinking is that... Has my internet gone down? Really? One moment. Yep, my internet's gone down. God damn it. Hang on, let me just check. I swear to God, my router has been playing up more and more and more lately. Can't wait till we get into the new house and I get a new one. Oh, are we coming back? We might be coming back. Is that it? Has it kicked it up the butt? Yep. I think that has kicked it up the butt. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. My internet just decided to randomly drop out. Hopefully you are getting this now. I do hope. As I say, very sorry. The internet just went bleh. My router's been playing up a bit lately, like increasingly so. So I am hopeful that that's not going to be a problem. When did it bomb out? I didn't notice immediately. It usually takes a few seconds for it to like filter through on my side of things. Hopefully you didn't miss too much. Very, very sorry about that, as I say. Anyway, So I filled in all the names just in case you missed that. Not sure where, as I say, where it bombed out. So yeah, filled in all the names, and now I'm trying to work out who was sat where at the table, based on their food and diet and everything. So, as I say, I'm pretty sure that Edmund was sat at the head of the table, which makes sense. You know, it's his house. It makes sense that he would be sat there. Now, there was also a thing. My guess... Yeah, the amber liquid was poisoned. I'm pretty sure it was the amber liquid. And it was done... And so that was to her, wasn't it? So that would be Rose there. I hope. That'll teach me to skip the break. It's not my fault. It's got nothing to skip the break. Doesn't have anything to do with it. Go away. What was I doing? Right. So now we're going to work out who's next. Now there was... We know the cigars were in that. So my guess, based on, yeah, cigar there, that's going to be Peter. And then Mary is going to be there. And so that leaves Lothar to go there. That's apparently not right. Does Peter have the cigars? No, wait, did Peter have the cigars? Thing is, Peter and Mary presumably have to sit next to each other because... hang on a sec. Peter and Mary have to sit next to each other because of that note. He had a note which was like... no, not that one. Ensure the beautiful lady sits next to me during dinner. I will slip you a shilling. And he has a shilling. So, presumably... Although... I mean, that could be Peter. Although that could be Edmund, I guess. Although that would be an odd thing for him to do. The thing is, do we know... Hang on. We know that someone was smoking, right? Oh, God damn it. Yeah, he just grabbed the cigar at the thing, presumably. And I do wonder if Pip is being framed. I mean, that could theoretically be anything, but... See, because he has the basic key and the filed key, which is also being dangled there. But it is a different key. Was there anything else that listed where people should be sat? Young Mrs. Richard appears to not enjoy meat. So based on appears to not enjoy meat, that implies that Richards is there, right? That Mary is sat over here. So if Mary is sat there, because the only one who doesn't, like the only available space, because it can't be there because of the cigar, which I'm fairly certain is Peter's. So it could be that way around. No, I see again, that's wrong. I mean, Mary could be smoking the cigar, but I doubt it. Women didn't smoke cigars, but that could just be... That could just be my bias. Okay, so we got that. I wonder. Maybe it wasn't the brandy? I mean, I would personally assume that it was the brandy. Because it's an amber liquid and we've got the amber bottle in Pip's room. As I said, I'm not sure if he did it. He could have been framed. We've got the yellow liquid with lemons. Because the thing is, obviously, she drank something that only one person drank. The thing that she drank. So it's either the brandy or it's the lemonade. Because that's the only thing that was drunk by one person. You could argue the water, but I'm pretty sure it's not the water. And no offense, but she looks like a woman who eats a lot of meat. So which is why I'm going to say that that's where she sat there. Check your drink theory again. Well, 3 people had wine, 1 person had brandy. No one's holding any brandy. 2 people had meat, 4 people had veggies. Although, Maybe it wasn't the brandy that was poisoned. No! It wasn't. It was the peptic that was poisoned. Because half the peptic of that one's been drunk and that one's still full. He didn't touch the peptic. The peptic was poisoned. The brandy was being drunk by this guy because he's using his fork to threaten him. That's what it is. The peptic was poisoned. Oh shit. Okay. 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 So... Right, Rose was sat over here. Peter was here because he's using his fork. Which means, yeah, the cigars are Lothar's, which makes a damn sight more sense. So Mary was indeed sat next to Peter. So that is... Bingo! Yeah, so he had a wine and a brandy. Peter's the kind of guy to get drunk, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, a wine and a brandy, like, you don't mix the grape with the grain. You don't do that. That is bad. You never mix the grape and the grain. Okay. Now we have to work out who lives where in these rooms. Apparently. Hang on, we can put... We know the tonic was poisoned. And we know that Rose ingested the poison and died. So if Rose hadn't drunk her peptic super fast, there's a good chance that Edmund would have ended up dead. Of course, who wanted him dead, I'm not 100% sure yet. Could be anybody. Okay, so we've got a few pieces of information there. Alright. So now we've got to work out who sleeps where. Also, apparently I didn't click this. Once your target has ingested the love potion, establish eye contact and hold it for as long as possible. In most cases, the effects will be felt within 2 days, depending on your own appearances. Oh, Jesus Christ. I missed that. Okay. So we know that the person in the bottom one is the person who's worked here the longest. That makes sense. Was there a note about that? I can't remember where it was. There was a note somewhere that mentioned that. Mrs. Baker starting date. So Baker started in 1787. Doesn't necessarily mean she's been here the longest, it just states when she started. Lucia doesn't have any candles in her room. Candles. No candles. Candles. No candles. Ah, so we know that David... What was his last name? David something or other. David Goran. So that's David Goran's room. Oh, there it is. I was like, where the hell's the... I think I should sort these so I can find where the hell I'm looking. So yeah, we also know that Lucia Smith is probably in that room because she wants candles. 1 second, lend candles. Itching to continue reading that scandalous novel. Thank you, dear. No, I threw it out. See, that's the other thing. It's like, oh, I threw out the book, and yet you check, and she still got it. So either she's lying, or there's something else going on there. Don't know, that could be... So the final vanguard is in this room. Whoever the bloody hell that is, I suppose. Remember to take the 4th one from every row. Fourth one from every row, what? What is that? Well, thanks for swinging by, Kane. Take care out there. Okay, I don't think I'm going to find any information about them lot there. I mean, in terms of people, like, who could live in these places? I mean, Brian Walker presumably lives in one of those rooms. And I guess Ada Baker has to live in another one? I think maybe that's what it's trying to imply. So yeah, I'm going to put Baker in the bottom one. Now, I have no idea if Brian Walker has his own place. No, okay. Unless I'm misreading the candle bit. Of course, she doesn't want the candles for... Okay. I might be completely barking up the wrong tree on this one. It could be that she doesn't want the candles for... I can totally think of that. Alright, I think she is in the top one. She doesn't want the candles for the night reading because she threw the book out. She wants the extra candles to make molds of the keys because she's like a plant or something, I would guess, which probably implies that Brian then took the book after the fact. No, okay, never mind. Brian may not have a room there, I really don't know, but I mean, I imagine he would. I don't know, it hasn't been much in the way of like working out how long these people have been here. Again, unless I've missed something. Really not sure. Anyway, this time I do have to go for a break because I need to go to the bathroom. Yeah, we'll come back and I'll try to work this out a bit more. I'll see how far I can get. Back in a minute, guys. And we are back. Okay, right. We got to work out who's where. We know 2 of them, but we still got 3 more left, and they're so random, I'm genuinely not sure. Okay, so we've got this person is like, you know, they're like anti-establishment. They don't want the Y slave. Hang on, that's a fair point. Yearly wage £9. Hang on. What is the actual date today? There was a thing about April 8th. What's the year? March the 1st, so it's 1788. Okay, hang on, 1788. Right, so Baker has been here for the shortest amount of time? Which could mean that Ada has the top room? Question mark? She's been here the shortest amount of time because she's been here less than a year at this point. And then you look at all the stuff. See, I still think that Brian is in this room because he's like swiped the book after Lucia got rid of it. Let's try it this way, maybe. Nope. See, that's still not right. I'm like... See what they were saying about this one being the harder one. Yeah, well, we know who that was because that was David's room, wasn't it? Maybe I was right. Maybe Lucia really is in that room. At this point, I've pretty much just tried all the combinations, haven't I? There it is. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, so I think Ada... I think the thing is, like, Ada is, like... She's the youngest. She's been there the shortest amount of time. So I think I was right about that. And Lucia is the one that doesn't have the candles. I think the problem is she says, oh, I threw that book out. Despite the fact she's clearly still got the book. Because that's the thing. It's like she doesn't have the candles like she says. But she has the book. Which she says she's thrown away. So either she was lying about the candles, or she was lying about the book. And it's like, well... Like that doesn't make any sense. I threw it out, I do not read such dirty literature. She says she got rid of the book. So, I don't know. It's weird that they do that. So if I ask you to finally throw away your porn collection, what are you going to answer? I'd say you're not supposed to throw away hard drives. You're supposed to keep them forever just in case. Clearly implied she shouldn't have. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I think that muddies the water a bit, you know? I think that's a bit, Okay, so what do we got? Blank wanted Edmund Cloudesley dead, and this blank poisoned the tonic and hid the necessary key in a blank. So who actually wanted him dead? Because according to these notes, of our stewards, the Brotherhood of Masks. Could be George Bridges. We'll put that in as a possible. That's about the only name we've got so far. And thus, so who was sent? Because I originally thought that was the poison, right? But I don't think it is. I think that's just a little bottle of brandy that he's got for himself. Like maybe he's like stolen it or something. Although I'm not sure why he has the blank key and the filed key. Like the filed key I can understand. That's probably the key for his room. Why would he have the blank one? See, because I think hid the necessary key in the bag is probably, well, yeah, I think it's this. I think. I need to hang on. Who else has got that key? Because it's that key. Is it that key? I think it's that key. Hang on. Yeah. So that's like the second key, which is the same one that he's got, right? Which is this key. Although I don't know quite what that key is for. And he's also got the blue key and the yellow key. We know that that got thrown in there. I'm going to assume that's what it is. I wonder if... Because I think the final vanguard is this person. Is, who did I say was sleeping down there? Yeah, Brian Walker. Now, it could be that Brian was the one who did the poisoning. He is the butler, but I think it's unlikely that Brian did the poisoning. If Brian is the final vanguard person, which makes a certain kind of sense, I don't think he's the one who did the poisoning. I think that it is more likely to be someone who wasn't aware of what was going on in that room. Brian was in the room, and if he was like doling out the drinks, which he almost certainly was, being the butler, he wouldn't have deliberately given what's-her-name the poison stuff. He would have, like, poured the poison one for Edmund and then the non-poison one. Like, he would have been smart enough to do that. So I don't think it was Brian. So who the hell poisoned it? My other guess would be David? Just based on who else? Because it's like he was like... You know, he got this note for Pip. Went to the city and grabbed some ashblair tobacco and a bottle of gin. Now we know for a fact he got the ashblair tobacco because we saw it in his thing. And although that could just be an old packet, perhaps. Or maybe he didn't go out and even do that. Maybe he just like got distracted by the shiny coats. Because he's got a cigar. You know, box of cigars. Although, again, like little Pip could have just been given the cigar by the old guy. Just like, here, kid, here's a cigar. Because I'm not sure if little Pip... I don't know if this guy is actually a kid. Or if he's just supposed to be a little person. I don't know. And considering he's just... Those sure are some fine coats. Like, maybe he's got, like, mental problems or something. Like, I don't want to be rude, but I'm just, like, postulating ideas, I suppose. So who was it who did the deed? We're not going down that road. It's supposed to be a kid. Okay, that's fine. Look, that was my most likely guess. I was just... Because everybody looks so ugly in this universe, it's hard to tell. Okay? It's like... he looks like an adult. He looks like a little person. I'm sorry, he just does. I don't even mean that in a rude way. It's just saying. Maybe a street urchin they took in. That's possible. All of a bloody twist up in here. Okay. So, George wanted Edmund dead, and so... Blank poisoned the tonic and hid the necessary in a bag. Who, though? I mean, it's outside her window, so it's entirely possible that it was Ada. This is gonna be wrong. Yeah, I thought so. The other option is who wanted... Well, lots of people wanted him dead, really. I still don't know what this note means. Remember, take the fourth one from every row. What is that? Fourth one from every row of what? Books? Oh, I get it. Use substance to remove target. Sincerely, Dark Hand Steward. Right. I did think that note was a bit odd, but I forgot it was there. Okay, so Ada was definitely the one who did it. So I was right on that. Which means you're wrong. Which means it's you. There it is. Ada Baker received encoded instructions from Darkhand Steward to poison Edmund Cloudsley. She used her ability to move freely throughout the rooms while cleaning and made a copy of the key to the medicine cabinet. I mean, it also makes sense. If she's the most recent hire, that's why she's the plant. She used a syringe to poison and seal peptic tonic bottle. However, during the party, Rose asked for tonic and drank it first and died from the poison. Yes. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Has anyone else got a headache, or is it just me? Right. Jesus Christ. The explosive events in the forest cabin. Ooh. Burkham Workhorse House. Okay, henchman for hire in Timberbrook region. Billy Cracker, Oatwood Gang, Brawler, Robber, Hardy Abe, Burkham Workhouse, Brawler has a cart, Little Billy, Hobbs Gang Burglar enters through chimneys, Jack Nails, Timberbrook Inn, Burglar Picklock. Okay. Box of confectionery. Hats. Yep. Sure that will make sense soon enough. Horse. Okay, what, got nothing else? Whoa! Someone's got fucking head blown off, I think. The man is breathing but appears to have lost consciousness. You look familiar. You're that guy who called himself Ash something or other with the fake name, the tobacco company. Do not care what means you use to acquire what I need, but remember to be discreet as always. Note that I do not want it to decayed. The more recently it has died, the better. One of those old workhouse geezers croaked yesterday. I will arrange for a cart to move the corpse if you send me directions. And be quick before they bury him. They want to dig up that stiff. Right, so they were corpse robbing. Key and a pistol. Scarecrow in a wooden coffin. Right, so they were here to rob the body. Yeah, they were body snatching. Ah, by the gods, what was that? Gentleman robber strikes in Westbrook. The infamous gentleman robber, Walter Keene, with a number of unnamed associates, held up a coach on the southern road leading out of Westbrook. Scoundrel robbed the passengers of all their valuables, kissed a young lady, and then left. Yeah, because that's what they did. This is already the 5th robbery by the infamous gentleman, who, as his custom, appeared wearing an impeccable suit and a new hat in the latest city style. The reward for capturing Walter Keene has been increased to £100. That's a lot of fucking money. Right, so these people, no one here is Walter Keene. They're just like impersonating him, I guess, by wearing the hat, because it's a different kind of hat. Although he might actually be wearing a different hat. You're not to visit any village or city without my permission. At no point may you disclose the location of the cabin. David Gorin, you're in charge of all security and arms. Lucia Smith, you will taste any food you cook before it is presented to me. Little Pip, you're in charge of Black Bestia? I'm assuming that's the dog. And Golden Doubloon, both must be fed daily. Oh, that could also... Okay, fair enough. And Cloudsley. Okay, there's a lot of names on this one. Okay, so that's Little Pip. Go, Coin, go. Ah, so the dog is Coin. That is quite a dog. Okay, hang on. So we know that that's Little Pip. Hang on, let me put that. Pip. That's Little Pip. And was it? Hang on. Go, Coin, go. So that dog is Golden Doubloon. Right. Because he wouldn't know Golden Doubloon, but he would know that a doubloon is a coin. So Coin could be like a nickname for the dog. That makes sense. You were in the last chapter. I don't remember your name. I think it was Lucia Smith, wasn't it? So you're Lucia Smith. Let's go with that. We'll put names in as we go, because that'll ease off. Ah. He's got a sword, a ring, another ruby ring, confectionery for some reason, and a loaded pistol. Whoa! Something fucking happened! Small weight is tied to a pull-down lever at the back of the idol. That middle symbol's wrong. Looks like the door was kicked open. Might not have been kicked. Might have been like cut or something. Club. Ooh. Nails. Do we have a character called Nails? I finally have the location of my target. Meet us on the November 10th, Friday, in Timberbrook Inn, and bring all your tools. You get your share as we agreed. Ah, would have been sword. Picks. Pistol. A rotten apple and a green apple. Oh. Hi. Oh, you knew exactly what was going on, didn't you? Oh, right. So he would have heard them break in. He sealed the door, but it took them time to saw it. So he set up the wait to... as like a timer, I guess. Oh, vacuum. This simply did not work. After I aimed at the sealed vessel and activated the idol, both air and vessel disappeared. Upon further consideration, it was an obvious mistake. Vacuum version 2. Attempted with this input. There's a definite improvement. It decreased the amount of air. Should probably click those. But curiously still did not create a complete vacuum in the sealed vessel. Oh, that's what they did. Oh, that's what he did. Yes, that's the symbols on the idol right now, isn't it? Hang on, if we just go out of this. That's what he did. He set it to be that, held the lever down with the weight, put it inside a jar, and then presumably put the lid on a jar, thus creating a vacuum inside the vase. Then, when these happling bozos came along and took the lid off the jar, the air rushed in, created an implosion, reverberated back out, and blew up the jar. I think. Gold filtering. The target must contain some gold for this to work. Seawater is a suitable target, for example. However, a great deal of seawater would be required for this to yield any significant amount. Perhaps I should try on a ship in an open sea. First step, get gold by aiming at target. Second step, aim at an empty vessel to retrieve it. Okay. Effect unknown. If the implications of this were to surmise, this could be a tremendous discovery. The next step is to progress from fruit to something more organic matter. Once that's there, to fetch me a dead body for further experiments. Vitally urgent. Ah, so it like de-ages stuff, I would guess, based on the apples. Spontaneous combustion. Well, we know all about this one. You cannot combust the target if you've not performed the freezing beforehand. Interesting. The speed at which heat is increased appears to be influenced by how strongly I press the trigger and how long before I have performed upside down J before it. Observation. Freezing the target rapidly can create curious side effects. For instance, I should be careful when freezing water in a sealed bottle. It explodes and the glass shards flew everywhere. Well, yeah, because frozen water technically takes up more room than water. Upon pulling the trigger, if a glyph input is meaningful, the idol will perform the intended action on the target it can see. If the eye is red, it is ready for J input and will turn blue afterwards. If the eye is blue, you can only perform a .J input and it will turn red afterwards. So it has to cycle between being red and blue. That does explain things, because I noticed the idol had an alternating between red and blue thing going on. Okay. Loaded pistol. Alright. Well, we know that he is... what's his name? Yeah, it was Edmund Cloudsley, wasn't it? So we know that these four are the 4 robbers that were hired. It's a little more than just a Pez dispenser. I mean, it could also be a Pez dispenser on top of everything else. You don't know that. Okay, I'm going to assume the guy with the nails on the back of his hand, this guy is Jack Nails. I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing out a guess. Complete shot in the dark. Okay, burglar, Little Billy. So Little Billy is going to be smaller than everybody else, presumably. Enters through chimneys. Okay, hang on. Brawler robber. Broken workhouse. Brawler has a cart. Burglar enters through chimneys. Hang on, burglar. Yeah, it's like, where are these hats? Pretend to be that High Raymond guy. Okay, Oakwood Gang, Broken Workhouse. What's that guy got in his hand? Like a... I can't tell what that is. Like this. What is this? I can't work out what it is. I think it's a bag or something? I genuinely can't work out what the hell that is. Okay, so you got that guy. How did he hurt himself? It's the hat overlapping with his club. Oh, so like this bit here is the club, and that's the hat. That's really hard to tell. That is like, there should be like a little line there just so you can tell the difference between the two things. I honestly thought it was one thing. I thought it was like a weird saddle thing or something. I'm curious, like what happened to this guy to get whacked over the head? I'm not sure exactly. It didn't seem to be anything like that. Because I'm thinking that guy could be Little Billy. Because he's a burglar, enters into the chimney. Maybe he climbed down the chimney and like... Because he could have climbed down the chimney, gone to open up that, and then got whacked out by one of these two. Because she seems the type. Although I don't know what she did it with. I mean, it could be this thing standing up here, maybe, but... There doesn't seem to be any sign of a thing she would have used to attack him. Or he could have just hit himself on the head with a pot when he came down. Scarecrow in a wooden coffin. So why does he have a key? I mean, he's got a set of lockpicks. Oh, it could be... Maybe not all 4 of these are those guys. It could be... that these were just the people who were available. It's entirely possible. We know that one of them's going to be Hardy Abe. One of them, at least. Because he has the cart. Missing a huge, obvious clue? Because I'm thinking, actually, it's just these 3 were the robbers. This guy isn't a robber. This guy's not a robber. I think this guy was just bringing the body in, I think. Yeah, okay, so... Yeah, this guy was just bringing in a body. He got caught up in this. So these guys, like, broke in. That's why he got whacked. One of these guys, presumably this guy with his little truncheon thing, whacked him over the head. So, yeah, there was only 3 robbers, not 4. That was my mistake. Arrange for a cart to move the corpse if you send me directions. So... Okay, so he, why a bunch of candy? I don't get that. Okay. So, the way I see it, this guy, like, reaches out to someone, I guess, to get the cart. I'll arrange for a cart to move some. So maybe he, like, reaches out to someone out there. And it's like, okay, you know, we'll bring in, you know, the body, put it wherever the bloody hell the body ended up going, I don't know. And swap it with this thing, this scarecrow, and then that gets buried instead of the actual body, you know? That would be my guess. But that doesn't explain who the bloody hell all these people are. We know it's not David Gorin. Did David Gorin look different? Actually, is that David Gorin? I can't remember, because in the first time David Gorin showed up in the second set, he was wearing like a hat. So is that guy been David Gorin the whole time? It might be, actually. I can't remember what the guy looked like. Oh, I have a terrible fucking memory for this shit. I mean, it could be him. We'll slap that on there and see what happens. Which means we just gotta work out who the other 2 are. Okay. Billy Cracker, Hardy Abe, or Little Billy. I don't think one of them is Little Billy. Because no one came in through the chimney. I mean, it could be anyway. So Little Bill, so Billy Cracker, Hardy Abe. I don't know how the hell we're supposed to work that out. Like, what clue am I missing here? Because obviously that guy was identified by the nails on the back of his head, you know, because nails. Guy's got a club. Hang on, there's that bloody ruby ring again. And he was definitely driving in the cart because he's got the confectionery from this. Unless... Wait, hang on, is this... What if that's David Goran? And he was just playing the part? Keep ignoring part of the information about the henchman. Local gang, brawler, robber. Burkham Workhouse brawler has a cart. Hobbs gang burglar enters through the chimneys. Timberbrook Inn. Burglar picklock. We know that one of them's going to be Hardy A because of the cart. But which one? Like... What gang? Maybe you don't know what a brawler is? Brawler is a fighter. Like a physical fighter. A brawl is another word for a fight. You have a brawl in a pub. So I guess by that logic it's probably him, which is why he only has a club. But the thing is, there's two brawlers. So, you know, could be Billy or Hardy. that's kind of the thing. It's like, well, okay, you know, guy with the club is a brawler, but there's two brawlers. That doesn't help narrow it down. Let's be honest. It doesn't. I'm not 100% sold on him, though. I mean, it could be. I mean, the reason why I think this is David Gorin is because he's got a note from EC, and we know for a fact that EC is Edmund Cloudsley, right? But who is WK? I guess Walter Keane. Where did I get that name from? Walter Keane. So you must be Walter Keane then, right? Right, so if he's Walter Keane, then the only other person there could be Hardy A, because he's the one with the card. Oh, there we go. That worked. I think I got a little too focused on trying to work out one character. Okay, that works. Now. The fuck? Okay, I think you might be air, potentially. Because I don't think you're explosion. You were something to do with the vacuum. Let me read your book again. So that's like increased temperature on target, maybe? So yeah, you're probably heat. So increase heat, decrease heat. Okay. So you could mean gold? Question mark. You. What do you mean? No. That was a punt. I think that's matter, not air, because if you read this one, when he used decrease matter, everything vanished. Then he used decrease... Did I label that as air? Yeah, air. That's when the vacuum happens. So I think I got the increase and decrease bit right. That's good. So yeah, decrease gold filters it out. Increase gold filters it in. That makes sense. Increase matter age, I guess? Or time? He's not quite sure on that one yet. And this one is increase matter. That could be heat. There it is. Okay. Oh god, it's 6 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna have to leave this one here. I really hope this can save halfway through a session, because I know I've only got that left, but that's gonna take me at least another 15 minutes. And I gotta go, because it's 6 o'clock. I'm hungry. I also have a fucking headache, which is not a good sign. Okay. It does save. That's good to know. Okay, that's fine. In this case, we will leave this here for now. I definitely do think I am going to bring this back. I don't know how long this game is. Because we're only on... This is like chapter... What are we on? Chapter 6, I think? Of God only knows how many. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Yeah, I definitely think I'm going to keep going through this. At least until I get, like, really bored. If it gets, like, really tedious towards the end. You're blasting through it, relatively speaking. Not quite halfway yet. Okay, so we're about a third of the way through. That's fine. That probably means there's, like, 18 sections, I guess. But that's fine. That's good. So we'll keep picking away at this. And I think it'll be good fun. I think it will. Thank you all for watching, everybody. I do hope you have enjoyed this, and I will see you all whenever I next see ya. Take care out there, everybody. Bye-bye.